We'll now hear from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, محمد الحضرمي, from the Republic of Yemen. Minister.
Thank you. Minister of State of Foreign Affairs, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Under Secretary of State of the United States, Under Secretary General of the United Nations, and my dear friend, Martin. Colleagues, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, allow me at the outset to express my gratitude for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and for the United Nations for organizing this event, very important event, to talk about the humanitarian situation in my country and the way forward. Dear friends, distinguished guests, as I look back at the tragic situation my country has been engulfed in during the past 5 years, I come to the realization that Yemen is both unfortunate and blessed at the same time. Unfortunate because it was a victim to Iran's destabilizing malign ambitions in the region, and blessed to have so many such good friends and brothers that helps us stand our ground and defend our country. We could not have made it so far if it wasn't for the strong stance of our brothers in the Saudi-led coalition and for their generous support for the relief efforts of the humanitarian disaster that the Houthis have caused. So thank you indeed. Dear friends, the conflict in Yemen is not an easy one to understand. However, the solution is. The conflict in Yemen is a Yemeni one, which has been exacerbated by Iran malign activities and interferences in our internal affairs. When they decided to use their own people's poor money to support the Houthis do Iran dirty work in our land using their money. The conflict was never a sectarian one, but the Houthis have managed lately to make it as such. The conflict has no military solution, but make no mistake, without a military pressure, a political solution in Yemen is just wishful thinking. However, the solution is not that complicated. All the components of the solutions are clear, with the 3 references of peace: the GCC initiative and its implementation mechanism, the National Dialogue Conference, which will stay 10 months, all-inclusive, to get some good results, and the Security Council resolutions, which everyone agreed on. The international community and the Security Council members are united for their support for Yemen. And yet, we still couldn't end this conflict. Not for the lack of solutions or clarity of what needs to be done, but rather because the Houthis are merely just puppets doing their master's bidding. This fact, ladies and gentlemen, was clear to us when we were so close to ending this conflict back in 2016 in Kuwait, when all at a sudden the Houthis changed their positions after all our concessions at the last minute under instructions from Iran. It was also proven by their continuous ridiculous claim of responsibility of Baqiq and Khuray's terrorist attacks that we condemn so much. That cleared and showed a lot. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as for the way forward, I believe we need to re-examine what has been the issues in the past if we are to succeed in overcoming the obstacles of the future. Stockholm Agreement was a breakthrough, a glimpse at the end of the tunnel that we should not be given up on. Advancing into broader political talks and giving the Houthi a pass for their continued obstruction of progress in Hodeidah would not only continue or give them emboldening the Houthis, but it would also embolden Iran, their sponsor. We as government will continue to honor our commitments to peace and will continue to engage constructively with Martin Griffiths, my friend, and we will continue to push for the implementation of Stockholm Agreement as it is for us the gateway to success. Before I conclude, it would be a remiss of me if I didn't recognize and thank you all for your contributions to Yemen, and also a special particular thank for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for their support and for their generous contribution today. I thank you.
Thank you, Minister.